This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Meko Kojo ho na ye Kojo. Dia koso ewo embrase badwaman san beba energy issues no. Ya citizens there na ye need it because energy matters ni nyina so no ebi ewo budget team. Udi weni edi ni ayekoso ewo mrase badwamechi as memeno wa yaye Ghana for a ye ni mrase badwama den say neto.
Well, I'm say a hard kakra. I'm say yeah, democracy, beacon of hope for Africa, and I'm saying PMP you parliamentary videos from other countries are and I butu now omo kontokwa no mo. I'm saying you know if you be near Pakistan, South Africa, Nigeria, you know, and some has happened in Ghana. Yes, so your parliamentary videos. I'm sure other countries are looking at it and laughing. Drew something personal because there are instances obi kochia kunya no obi yewe na obi timi ko hwimbi bi no de adwane ne achese no. You know, for Ghana, the beacon of hope, I think it brings us down. I think Oshebe bia yekusua a democracy freer the UK. They cheer, they jeer, but you see, say there's some level of decorum. And I think, say, that is what now, we have now gotten into, I think, say, a hard kakra. For me, and I come from the civil society space, our concern is mostly to do with, like you said, consensus. But I think, say, consensus na ebeba eya na ukofiebu na say consensus beba ni free papa ofie.
Kojo so bo dia mesia beba ho na ya Kojo e studios Kojo.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I know gusu ana wo kan emrase bedwam dia but as somebody our interest our energy sector of this statement I think go for social issue statement and yet government directive and I'm one two and I'm also two but we'll come to that. You don't see on
right.
Issues are now.
Yeah. So basically, the enemy can say, enemy consensus. Ukofi bimna consensus wa papa ofie and encourage consensus. Mackenzie is saying even the civil society organizations, when it comes to consultation on this budget, the day before the budget, and the Ministry of Finance, a fair civil society phobia, and most of them didn't want to go. Memanko. And the reason I didn't go is that if you are going to read the budget the day before, now ofremia, then what are you really coming to discuss? You have already prepared it, and you are just going to tell me, Obeka, dear Okoye. But me no, I'm not a finance expert. But there are also energy party bia and kayenum bini contribution. I think say consensus building in the hot because Ministry of Finance is a problem. Me any politicians know. You see, your Ministry of Finance OBF say a ministers in a problem. There be the technocrats and the civil servants at Ministry of Finance are a problem. Now make us intro. In the last 2-3 days, my colleagues be yatenasi ashe nyoma bi. And everyone was say embrace job for which is the finance committee for no almost picking it up. Meaning, in the whole of 2020-2019, the total revenue and grants yet may receive as a nation is not more than 55 billion. Total revenue and grants 2019-2020 is not more than 55 billion. Okay? Now, Ubi Eba no catch will say last year, as at September 2020, na me programme 70-something billion, but na menya 47 billion. The year before, no, menya 37 billion, which is the 2019 budget, so it was 10 billion better. This year, all kind budget, no. Also, when you 47 billion, which is 10 billion better than last year's budget. Now, wabeye budget, or in the total revenue and grant, 100 billion. Now, Obian can wasem. E-levy and a the fundamental principle of this budget is flawed.
Sir, because of 100 billion.
Because, my brother, only 55 billion. How do you collect 100 billion? Then you now put an expenditure of 135 billion. Meanwhile, the total revenue we've ever collected in this country plus grant is 55 billion. My brother, it is a fundamental problem. Now, everyone said, this is not the same way.
Kojo, for the first time, if e-levy
is saying 6 billion. Let's be granted, say, e-levy is 6 billion. Okay? The total amount of e-levy amu project, you know, and you'll be around 1.7. Musu be 3,000 a month and 100 a day. So let's even grant, say, they can generate 4 billion from e-levy. How much is that? So you were able to collect, and bear in mind, government has never met its target 100%. The biano or set a target unto me miti. And the government set 77 billion no went to me a miti. But what was set a target of 100 billion? Meanwhile, the revenue you've ever collected in this country is 55 billion. Let's grant say over to nyomam there for 10 billion 65 billion. But put it this way, you see, Mimi say technocrats, and I'm not blaming the politicians because the technocrats are the one who put this document together. Document way, and your politicians know. Now, NDCO, MPPO, who your minister now bar. Now, the nyoma be actual. Now, you follow. But me, Kojo Poku, make say, it took me only 3 days for me to sit there. Somebody drew my attention to it. Because Bank of Ghana, who call me website, Bank of Ghana has all the statistics. Yes, spending ukrum ha. The editor aketua nyina ye ka ho asem nyina no 28 billion. Aketua ye ka ho asem de bia Bank of Ghana website 28 billion. What I say? Inti say wo be ka kire me say o expenditure 135 billion. My brother, you are lying to us. What you trying to Ghana for? Inti sa projects be brain Ministry of Finance their shares a document we no on to me yet because earn and spend siskano we nya on spend it. But the biggest problem is say so on your budget this what happens now contractor for or matiti a project we our budget muno they keep putting pressure no akofa finance we aba no akofa finance we aba yebehu no na ebo eka ne bubrubu say yes sidi no ina yeku no because revenue about you ageno let's grant say ogbba to mean more than 70 billion. Enti sign ebe bobusia say impasse obeso ye all the 135 billion projects now obebo bobusia of 65 billion. Aden.
Honorable, until say Abia will be between among our Supreme Court to set aside Abia and AC previously, especially that Tuesday, and almost to majority and thereafter and the SCC, young fan says status no send your T and the TCC. Now say the status no chuma. Sa e-levy hun sema minority leader can publicly say minorities say more ready say 1%. Say you better so about 1%. Mube compromise no mujina ho ana say mo sense position.
I think we have come out clear say e-levy in any form we are not supporting it. E-levy in any form whether short, tall, intermediate we are not part of it.
Emphasis.
And the community is out there.
So the minority kind one kasa mamu. Minority leader.
Near caucus nina actual and say levy in any form or shape. We are not supporting it.
Never saw someone for bu ama minority leader. Ana
Yebunu pa by my mono interest as supersede obia interest.
About non crap on sima adu no baako. Kojo yembra energy. Na yehwe ne ayekoso ewo energy sector na yehwe consensus civil society mo respect to sa issue as CI ewo with especially fuel prices na ho sensema ayekoso CI.
Fuel prices and some the say afino e sha ase e na yemu be truck letter eje krensa share krata as a common MPA. Se ohwede esi afi twemu 2020 deregulation policy no in Dimboa Ghana for. And it's saying we had 2020, started 2020 no between January and March. Now prices almost say 5 cities. And it was 545. And COVID started here. Amanoni na petrol price ba form e ko kra ma baby kra no ya so so per credit be chew ye tua ka na ye di amount Ghana ye found ye petrol bono e drew 4 cities and tra 4 cities enti ye mo be say den e cost what you say prices no a good sort it cuts both ways. The deregulation be ye juma na was a kosra e was a kosro e ba form a e was a Ghana for so nya sa ahoto no na e ba form so da bi ye bobo aka e ka ye boy no ye recoup ye losses enti no e de yentumi nte so e kokoso na prices no started say e san basru biem towards the end of 2020. Ye started 2021 every 2 weeks price no cost through 2% kra na oma increase any emu bisi debi it's a sign that here any deregulation no omo no edi enhwambo because e was sanka o share 2020 anka your price no o sanka drew by 3 cities anka could drew 3 cities na anka neya anka bo ne kosoro no kenye bisa anka ye drew 7 cities no
deregulation what is it
the deregulation and omde ko eba form a omo mfamba okoka omsu ene imagine ene yaboka ene yesi ena ensem bebre o mama excuses omse mo excuse bebre tie de ye tro krata ena MP force okay new amid by CEO no so what obe form a committee no mo form a committee ye mu bi o me letter koi ye my views media me submission ni say Ghana no na yen practice food deregulation and kind of way no yen cape dealers and marketers margin no ibi ni saying se boni nyina ekusi with taxes ni bibia dealer any marketers OMCs no de omo pe na omo de toso fine e wum se competition ni wo ho na e efficient a obia person compete enti a drive omo margin ne bafo. But Ghana ha akoba sabishi ne pebi mutrimu se obi ton petrol F4 enye papa. Inti as the top 4 no Total, Shell, Puma and Guel. Omo na as the bia no omo price gina soro. Na ebi ni mo omo bemben omo no aye 5% cheaper. Me si debi. Se ebasa na just mo no mo nye fair to Ghanaians because more 4 companies no mo nyina mo nto mu fuel baby faako. Esno bia no be otoni fuel mo internal overheads e car mo de body e madwuma no e different enti e den na mo nyina de bia no na mo bo baako
okay
o ja se enti eno bi no na yen ye call MP o ka kire MP se o kape dealers and marketers margin to let's say 40%. Me Kojo Poku de me feel say found petrol adwuma enti se milk ana milo ana wachi ana benku upeu e wo sawto enti eye commodity bia eye essential commodity enti ni se ye ma wo ho kwan na ogye de wo pe enti se ye ka kiro wo se wo de wo so beje license aye petrol ni diesel ho adwuma umfaso obetumi a charge 40 pesos. You use 4 billion liters every year. And to multiply 40 pesos by 4 billion, 1.6 billion Ghana cedis in that space. No, it's too much money. Ibinum si there be we are saying some of the companies no it be a negative margin then. And today, and a say petrol born afa could do pempen to be a Ghana for bread, GPR 2 for CM penny, demonstration. Now, I buy and scrap taxes. Maybe dear, me say I buy taxes no. Si kano enso no akwatiso. To say me nye Japan mesa kan no. Already no said the ye kano on to me cry enya puduo no said your pedo. And was akwatiso dia na asemaba. Na empo no ye wo companies ni bi wo ha utwemu a no oton ni fuel. Oton ni saying 6.6 and now 6.55. Now what twem na ukogwela otono 6.9. Ako kan also and no papa. Meanwhile, share price build up now. You try 5 pesos a liter for what is called fuel marking margin. And no a synthetic material MPA for the good fuel ni nyina mu ukrom. Say the be ya so mo ba no mo be test for quality a o me say what frame and now frame. In TISA fuel marking margin, no, it gives authenticity to every fuel in the country. In TIA, say nipa no or in Kwanchen, so or high street, as long as I will be or OMC, no, the fuel is certified by MPA.
Okay.
And now me no ka say MPA for nipa and now monitoring. Almost 34 marking, no, now adulteration at 32%. That was 2013. And nay adulteration less than 2%. The whole country.
I think the public needs it.
No, we've been doing it. We've been talking about this over and over. That even MPA have come out to say, if you see as long as petrol station you be first, not only the premix, Efra petrol, not only the kerosene, Efra diesel, and then no obianyesa. Inti se obi amount 6.6 to almost there be about 94 so and a go back say uncle meeting no and after the meeting now me say the story of a buying actually go also on tesono a GPRT for any this because I was on a program with Omo PRO no when he came on the program he says oh ye meeting no ye a buying sit na obema go for ati for so and the Koba say I buy na directly well for someone to so. But me Kojo Poku die me hu ni say eye I buy the directly well. Say go for na transfer who say no na wo say ye mo yensem. Because me ma can be say well should play that role. They should lead the price competition. Because Gwal running efficient Gwal is the biggest fuel station in Ghana. Their size allows them to compete and bargain for better prices. They have a BDC called Go Energy. Go Energy can buy at a better discount than all the other BDCs in this country because of the size. Now, product, you call MPA for indicative prices. It is only a suggestive price. It's not how much we should buy. It is a go for bar. No makasa teswa 6.7. Then the OMCs are now panicking. Sudden Aguela is buying a so anti-competitive. Why is it anti-competitive? Gwal is not the cheapest in the country. Goodness, Zen Petroleum, all the other filling stations, Unicorn, they are all selling cheaper than 6.7. Tomo dia omono, are they anti-competitive? Gwal or running efficient. In this window, price has come down by 15%. Inti price no any baby any na 6.7, 6.65, 6.6. Inti sheda nye say bia Gwal what is over 6.67 no omu investors be boka no. O share Gwal for omu enhuma di tudwa omu accounts. It's a listed company, so you can go online and look at the accounts. Year on year, Gwal makes so many profits. They give dividends to their investors. But the point is that should companies be making astronomical profits on Ghanaians,
at the expense of Ghanaians?
At the expense of Ghanaians, especially on petrol?
Okay, interesting.
Oh, and Janutina me no yana yenu be kase. Muma yenya be circumspect in this petroleum because BDM refuse abino. He should take petroleum very serious. Because Sankenya GPRT for a union for like so yeah to petrol to petrol the dominoes effect. Now that the prices are coming down, the price of all the food and the items now will not come back down again.
Yeah.
So, media, I don't see where the story is. Where and go for oh, and I go for any and I buy any. Look, somebody has to sometimes take a decision. Yes, it's a your first instinct is to kill it, right? That's what we all do. But what committee? So in this I say become one only be many committee for the
Lawyer, thank you.
Because nobody will agree. So they will be pro-life. There will be people who says no. The committee will never agree to kill the snake. We've been saying, this decision for Guel, because all that they are doing now go focus where anti-mat is not. Look, they have a marketer's margin. They've just squeezed themselves
small
on their marketer's margin, which will now squeeze the other companies also on the marketer's margin. Say first, Munya na mo connive inter they are cartel. Because they've all connived to now charge a certain marketer's margin. And so Munya charge 40 pesos at every window. Now they can't do that anymore. And well now my dear Martin is almost free. AOMs.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've heard. I don't know whether it's true or not. But maybe point they say DBA me catch AOMC for and say omo ye cartel. Why is it that Obiatifu also association you're joining? One of the bedrock of deregulation is that there should be no cartelling. More for me association. Obiatifu also say over expelling say I don't know why.
Bedas Kojo messing about Kojo Poku na wutie no enwumbre wo hwe no enwumbre ewo punch Jumadi so Kessben television ya nana ya Sebasema de bia okan say girl should take the lead ewo sa price reduction it'll force others to also come down because other than that obia yes or call girl now wo de no amount for metal the be.
Oh, they are not go for na small mo kan so mo ton Max. Then I at times so Max no the BB on say we share petrol. You 4 ton V power. Shell V power no any girl Max no the same. Ninya around 95. But Shell ton V power no at a premium. Oh, and I go ton Max no at the same price you buy ordinary fuel. Then I go for Utiomat Veta. They are selling you a premium fuel at. But you see, I know you're petrol. Me the enemy feel say almost use diesel no. A bit is a taxi ne trotro ne car kese no. Oh, diesel is a bit of a dirty fuel. Oh, share your premium, which is the high-end RON 95 and your petrol, which is gasoline. And know your high-end for you use sports car. Or top brand new sports car, so you use RON 95, maybe a V power. That's fine. And the work to Gucci na Ubo Gucci hoka. Just here. In Tubaco talk is no problem. But car be bria a year working no a year commercial cars no. It used to diesel.
Okay.
Diesel there. If you buy from any other station, it's
good to go.
You're good to go.
Okay.
Oh, a bus is sensitive. Cars are sensitive. Let's admit. Some sports cars are sensitive. Very sensitive. So no, you might end up having to buy V power or maybe the Max, which has RON 95. But down, but most of our cars are. Look, we are even advocating for biofuel, where in Europe, we are using E85. What is E85? It's 85% fuel, 15% bio. What do you call it? Ethanol. Okay. Yes. In Europe, in India and Europe, that's what they do. All car engines now can use waiting the ethanol, afra diesel,
no?
not a UC.
It's
called
it's
different but it is environmental friendly. It is called E85, and we are advocating for MPA to adapt it. It will reduce the number of fuel we import, create a value chain of cassava.
Yes.
The cassava, then we turn the cassava into the ethanol, and the ethanol will be used to mix the fuel. And we'll use the fuel. And I don't know, in all Europe, that's what is being done.
Because looking at the
so it's this thing where people are saying that contamination and all those things. No, the world has gotten to the point where you are even pushed to be environmentally friendly. We should use a certain mixture of ethanol, which is a biodiesel, with fuel. Let's stop this thing of obia from obinie. Say we need to let the prices work. With pricing, no deregulation will work beautifully. Exactly. Without pricing, and now we might as well stop deregulation.
Because I could do baby no stay near Okan. But we say latest no we there were form we there, but no layman we know say
this
and I believe say like you are saying, we have a role to play. We all have a role to play. Saying your fuel prices, at least be realistic. Now, say you consumers so or kwakotwa ninkoma ede ahin. If not, hardship no akwa na beko because driver ni koto na boarding ya. Den ya so no so.
Oh, maybe who is a GPRT for taxes no more pushing it there. It will be difficult. Where abanya anye kwanya o shock absorbers be say in futuro beko o ade friend saying o air filter car no o beko abusuo kan tem bia ko shock absorbers so ba ko service enti ekwan and scanning ho. That's why I'm against scrapping,
and that is why we are talking about the scrapping of the toll.
Well, different conversation.
Nyoma binum wo ha e matimamfo no nya perception bi because it won't be wo ha ye gia me hu ni say unni wo a you will not buy a vehicle. Nipa ni bebre trotro ni nia eko oni sika odi beto ka anti no isi trotro enti obi a watimi atoka bia no at least say what do to ho no once di no obitua no eno on to me he can pay. Yeah, can you say ye to na free because of congestion any hun kroniba ni I can hun kra and say ye pollute environment no but uko baby I movie no ye free ya kwan especially from Wenchi ekomi krum sampa
da na uko krum akofa Wenchi
ofa Wenchi
ada na unfa blikum
akwan dos obetimi afa Wenchi
emfa gingine sa
me ba be describe makwan ni nyina acho from blikum uba ekwan sa enye from Wenchi eba ekwan na enye ufi esunyane be fa sa ekwa na uba the same thing ubetimi spend it Wenchi to Sampa just an hour drive no you can spend close to 3 hours.
Oh okay.
Na no so cause slow no and also cause pollution. So the bad roads rather are even causing more pollution than so this thing no say yatimia yito na free wa it means say government no what briefing space be what baby but ye taxi all round that ebema amanfo kra anya perception say oh sika ne ye hia ankasa because what was the essence of this so what you say now the air kwa increase baby nobody will side
me who say on say first to ankasa no si to baby a kwan ye scan ye jeje no ehwesa kwan no
exactly
that was me adwene mu de that is say in the tema to motorway to no scan no air for tema motorway but I say abai no was centralize sa collection no
yeah
enti or emeti say panyini bi ka say 78 million in Yeska in your national budget.
Yes.
But tema motorway the way as you passing some. Na say ebia unya 20 million cedis kra na o de maintenance with tema motorway. Ebe boa tema motorway. Enti say okay ebia sampa ho asai. Ubenya 15 million or two or sampa. And do this 15 million and even 5 million grama contractor for routine maintenance or beji ayo routine maintenance.
Sa road to be any so na.
Yeah, now ugu quota asphalt. We
No, but they can't.
me
Say,
say
who is the first,
asphaltic
you know?
roads no. Asphaltic roads no na yedi
we see
Yeah.
toll no. esi so.
President J. Kufuor in 2007, in a company we buy some person we dual carriage, Accra Kumasi, no musito, no mujijiska. My brother, if we have done that, 13, 14 years,
Build operate
14 years on by now, we would have probably paid off that the 3 lane, the 6 lanes they were going to build.
Well, it's not too late. We should
but
still look at it and see how
we are not trying as a country. And now we can. But on your mabinum wa say ye can kumasi kwan. Na ye diama private investors say o de monye. Na mu mount mo yi wo so na mo nyijia. Ka kwan ya ye kan wa say ke wi o.
Okay.
But do we do that?
Another
No,
discussion. Another discussion.
When
for
we
another
on
day.
Nigeria, Nigeria, you go, you see Dangote building roads. You know why? They are picking the big industrial companies and saying, say, Abia, in 5 years, you give me X amount in taxes. Pre-finance these roads and I'll offset the cost of the roads against the taxes you pay me. So that's what you are doing in Nigeria.
Even within that period, no.
So if you go to Talo and say Talo, ABR, in 5 years you pay me this amount of taxes. These are the roads I want you to. And if Talo is to build it, they will build it more efficiently and more cost efficient, more cost effective. So that's what they're doing in Nigeria now. They are giving some of the federal rules to these big companies to build against future taxes.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Punch and I will share our Kessben television, we see our Kessben radio. Now, Kojo, finance it.
Don't worry.
That's it. Said you can't, know. Said you can't say Toby, ebi meka ho no.
They were more cut to as
tax. Oh, there be levies and taxes are emza ban person original. Said the year kasi be meka ho no. Yenya driver for ni GPRT for so omuntu omuboase. Petrol prices no bafom. Say world market prices no are reduced by 15%. Hopefully Omicron na ba no ama enyoma pi so abafom kakrama wiemajo. Prices na bafom into no omu inja say abayin tax on tax so omu percent petrol price na bafom a petrol price no bafom. Say taxes don't mess up buying etiswa and a different conversation but more fast out to nimbum and they are price neighbor no say changing a sanko demonstration and I buying say a problem it be a presi be meka ho to also cast on san quotation na sika or the be impuntu juma no onya baby and confano na koyentie da se bebre
Kojo medase ono abo medase won so sa wo hwe enwumbre medase wa utie enwumbre wona o hihye juma dia de bre mu nya so yeda mu nyina se enwumbre medin de Ohene Gyan lawyer. Thank you, and I'll say thank you to Nyankopon eya aduma na wo twesende ibesan abesom o my Ghana e wo Kessben ka se fidie so